process through ports of entry where migrants are vetted that would have presumptively made ineligible anyone trying to cross the border in between ports of entry, and would have done a number of different things to address the problems. Republicans went to court to sue him, to stop him from implementing the policies to address the border. So your own party is sabotaging and undermining this administration's efforts to address the border while you are trying to impeach him by saying that they're not addressing the border. The hypocrisy is the least of it. Your attack on the rule of law and our democracy is the worst of it. And you better be careful about the bed that you make. I yield back.
You were previously undecided. What led you to decide you will vote no?
Well, this is not a high crime or misdemeanor. It's not an impeachable offense. This is a policy difference. Let me, from the outset, say there is a crisis on the border. The law needs to be enforced. But if we start going down this path of impeachment with a cabinet official, we are opening a door as Republicans that we don't want to open. The next president, who is a Republican, will face the same scrutiny from Democrats. It's wrong, and we should not set this precedent.
During an election year, and House Republicans are falling in line.
Why would we do anything right now to help him with that 33%? Do you believe if Joe Biden's approval rating was at 53%, we would even be talking about the border?
So after demanding that Biden do something about the border, Republicans are now condemning him for doing exactly that. And they're refusing to help because it may help Democrats. And so for the group of Americans elected with the task of governing, they're failing spectacularly. And they're doing so for political purposes, which makes Biden's message to both parties today at the National Prayer Breakfast all the more ironic.
At a moment of deep division in our nation, President Lincoln said, "We are not enemies." He said, "We are not enemies, but friends. We must not be enemies."
All right, we are just about getting these numbers shortly. We're waiting on the jobs numbers where we're expecting 180,000 jobs created in the month of January and the unemployment rate to tick higher to 3.8%. We are watching the revisions, of course, and we're also looking at production. You got the numbers?
Wow.
All right, let's get right to Cheryl. Go ahead,
This
Cheryl.
is something. 353,000 non-farm jobs. I had to seriously double check this, guys.
Or maybe she just bought into all the lies about conservatives and Republicans, that they're racist and sexist and homophobic and xenophobic and transphobic and Islamophobic, that Republicans and conservatives want dirty air and water and a total ban on all abortion with no exceptions. If she believes all that, she is believing a lie, because those talking points are simply untrue. Now, I'm just saying, maybe she wants to think twice before making a decision about 2024. Here with reaction.
Would you do larger cuts, corporate cuts?
Yeah, I was planning on doing it. In fact, had the result been different, the result was just fine, by the way. You'll probably cut that out, but that's okay. But we got more votes in Earl. And, you know, gasoline was under $2. Now it's very high, coming down because they're throwing everything they possibly can to get it. But right after the election, if that ever happened, and you just better hope to God it doesn't happen where he gets in, because he's destroying this country.
So would you?
With Putin, with President Xi of China, very, whether you like it or not, very intelligent men, very powerful men, and very vicious men, too.
They won't touch it. They don't want to solve this problem. They want to use it for political purposes. And again, I say this as a border state governor. No one has to introduce me to this issue. We're the largest port in the Western Hemisphere in the state of California. We live this. And I think it is a disgrace what the Republican Party is doing, what Donald Trump is doing. And this is hidden in plain sight. He sent out a tweet or some truth, whatever, saying, kill it. And these guys are so weak. It's so pathetically weak this Republican Party, and the new speaker said, oh, yes, sir, what else would you like us to do? We don't care about America. We don't care about our freedoms and liberties. We care about politics exclusively at the expense of the American people, because all we care about is winning for winning's sake. That is shameful.
All right, back with me from South Carolina, Alex Wagner. So